If my stream goes down, then I'm so sorry. It's just not meant to be. And I will sew up this bag and not record the process because it's becoming to be too much. So, all right. So at this point, you can see that they're not even. So there will be some cutting involved. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I tried to delete all those. If y'all could, yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I've got these ironed, and I'm going to iron the other two. I don't know. I guess it's where it's cloudy. It's just not letting me do a live stream because I legitimately have had to try to start this one over and over and over. So, but all I'm doing right now is just ironing out these bandanas, making sure to get some of the wrinkles out. Hopefully. I'm sorry about that. I honestly don't know why my internet connection is like that. I mean, I guess it is cloudy outside. You're going to have to, there'll be tags on them, so you'll have to rip them off. Again, like I said, you want to make sure to have them facing right side to right side, because you will, after you sew them, you'll have to turn them inside out. When I first started sewing, that was one of the hardest things for me to learn was, you know, what side to sew on, and stuff like that. But actually, after sewing about 1,000 masks, it's almost like second nature. Because I got my sewing machine when COVID first hit and started sewing masks for my grandchildren because they had to have masks to go to school. So that is why I ended up with the sewing machine. Plus, you know, my work is, I legitimately run a 6-head embroidery machine, so at work. So, like, well, if I can do that, then I should be able to sew. So, can y'all hear me okay? Hey, honeybee. Well, the lights flickered, so it must be doing some kind of nonsense outside. I haven't really looked to see what's going on. All right. And again, not all bandanas are created equal. As you can see, these two are not completely even. They're not. So there will be some sewing involved. All right, that is the right side. This goes right sides to right sides. Need to get those tough wrinkles out up here. The only place that I do not like cut anything is the top. And what I do, let's see if I can bring you over just a little bit to where you can see my hand, is this line right here on the bandana. It, generally speaking, is the same size on each one of them. And so what I do in order to create like a hemline is I just fold it down and iron it, because you want where the handle goes to be a little bit thicker material. And then do the same thing on the other side to create a hemline. These are actually very, very simple bags to make once you get the hang of it. And hopefully I stay live so that you guys can see how it's done. I kind of just try to get it as even as possible by eyeball, because you know there is cutting involved, and there will be pins, lots of pins, and hopefully you guys get to watch me test out the new Temu scissors, because I got a pair of electric scissors sitting up there on my computer desk. All right, that one's done. And right sides to right sides. And to be quite honest with you, it doesn't matter which side you pick to make the top. You just pick one and go with it. Just make sure that the when you roll them down, you make the tops of them sort of even, because it helps when you sew that they're even-ish. And the wonderful thing about a sewing machine is all you do with the sewing machine is feed your material in. You don't have to pull on it. That's what the feed dog are for. The feed dog will actually do that for you, pull it through. So you just kind of have to make sure it lines up. Okay, so this is done. So next thing I like to do is grab some pins, which are somewhere on my sewing station, my pins. So I got these little fancy long pins from Amazon. They're cheap too. They're cheap too. But these are the ones I use. They look like little buttons. So what I like to do, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off for now, is I like to take, and because we're going to be cutting down the sides of them and on the bottom, I like to go ahead and put the pins in to keep the top lined up with itself, so that they're pretty much, when you cut them, they're even on both sides. And there's no rhyme or reason to however many pins I put in. I just, whatever I feel like makes it stable enough for me to move around. I didn't pin the other one, which I've got to do. But the pins will be removed, and then I will cut it. That's going to be fun, because I took apart my tripod to put you guys on my boom arm, because the phone holder on the tripod fit just a little bit better to my phone. So just kind of make sure you flatten it out. And like I said, there's really no rhyme or reason to how many pins I use. I just use enough so that I feel like it's secure enough and it won't move. Because there's nothing like trying to sew up a bag and then it end up crooked, right? Especially to the eye. I'm not concerned with getting it exact, because, well, unless you're a professional seamstress, it's just never going to be exact. But so those are pinned, and then because I am going to sew them, or I'm going to cut them all at the same time, like they're individually pinned, and I'm going to go in between the individual pins, and I'm going to pin them together so that I can cut out all the pieces and have them be relatively the same on both sides. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Makes sense to me. I mean, I'm not a professional seamstress. but I do love to sew. It's very, very satisfying, and you end up with a usable garment, bag, uh, whatever afterwards, mask, just whatever you're sewing. I think that's why I like crochet too, is because at the very end of all that work you put in, you have a visible representation of the work that you put into it, right? So again, all I'm doing is just kind of making sure that all the layers are about even, you know. Again, like I said, I'm just eyeballing it, and I left the ends of it. Well, I'm going to pin it right here, but I left the ends of them unsecured because most of that is going to get cut off. You'll see here in just a second. Now, I am going to apologize in advance for all the shakiness. So if you get motion sickness from a camera moving a whole lot, close your eyes. I've got to put you on my tripod, so we'll put you back on the tripod so that I can take you guys down with me to the floor. Again, sorry in advance. Let me get the little piece that hooks it on there. I did not think this through when I started this live stream. I just put the boom mic over here, or the boom arm for the camera over here. Sorry, guys. So sorry. All right, you got a big old picturesque view of my ceiling. I hope y'all are okay. Sorry about all the wild movement there. Again, like I say, every live stream, we are a low budget crew on my channel. And more often than not, there we go. Yay. Hey, guys. I'm going to sit you right here on the floor because that is where I'm going to cut. Put this down. Move the ironing board out of the way. And you legitimately don't need an ironing board. I just like the iron to make the creases because it makes marking your fabric a lot easier if you actually don't have creases. So, all right. So, oh, you're crooked. Well, you'll just have to stay crooked for the moment. And this is what I use to cut with. Like, this is what I use as a guide to cut with. I just kind of take the, well, can y'all see that? No, but you can see my floor. I don't know how to aim this where y'all can see it. Well, let me just sit you back over here. Okay, there you can see it. All right, so what I usually do is I take and put the yardstick on the lines right here because it's pretty much straight. And we're going to test out my new electric scissors. Like I said, they work. We're going to see how well they work, though. Okay. Actually, hold on. I need to do something else. All right. So I actually I'm going to use my tried and true rotary cutter. At least for the ends. This is how I cut all of the 2 bags that I've made, well, the 3 bags that I've made so far. This is how I cut them. I just kind of used my body weight as leverage to cut them on the floor. And if you guys are worried, I did mop my floors. I mopped them earlier today. They stay pretty clean anyway. It's just me and Frankie. And that is about how much you'd want to cut off from each side. The line is smooth. So we're going to go back to the other side. And I'm sorry, guys, I can't see any of y'all's comments. Actually, while I've got these scissors down here, I wanted to show you how well these work. I guess this would work if you had like a big bunch and you were working not on the floor. But it has a locking mechanism where you can't even press it. But these are totally rechargeable. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if it'll cut through. Like, I wouldn't see any instance that this would actually pertain to real life, but I just wanted to see if it'll cut through 4 pieces of fabric doubled up, so essentially 8 pieces of fabric. Because I'm curious. Yeah, it cuts. It just scared to get my dang fingers. Yeah, they cut really good too. Just, it's awkward trying to get that underneath the bandana fabric. So going to turn y'all around, or the fabric around, and cut the other side. And again, essentially all I'm doing is taking this design on the bandana and kind of lining up the yardstick. If y'all need a yardstick, let me know. I ordered one off of Walmart.com, and they sent me a whole box with like 36 in it. So I am not yardstick poor. And again, just my hair's in the way. Y'all can't even see. Here we go. Sorry, guys. So you just kind of take the rotary cutter again. Probably should have put my dang hair up, huh? All right. Those will be put in the trash. Because if I leave them down, Frankie will think they're his play toys and try to strew it all across the apartment, which is okay. These ones right here, these Fiskars, I don't like them, especially when you apply pressure. It snaps back. So this is just the El Cheapo that I got off of Wish. It works the best. So, and again, I'm just lining it up with the end of the design, making sure that I have caught all the fabric. And I love these rotary cutters too, because they get right in there and cut. Like I've got a pair of $50 scissors that just sit up there because I don't cut things like that. All right, so all the cutting is done. All the hem part's done. Let me put y'all back on the boom mic again. I am absolutely sorry for all of the shakiness that you're about to experience. I'm going to put you on the boom mic, boom arm, and this actually should be that. Now comes the fun part, right? The actual sewing and all that good fun stuff. I need to run in the kitchen and cut my chicken water off. It's been simmering. Let me do that before I do anything else. Don't need to burn it. Be right back. Oh well, it's not even bubbling. All right. I'm going to clean this mess up while I've got my mind to do that. Woo! I'm glad that we're still alive. I'm so happy that you guys are able to actually be here and watch the process. So, all right, let me see if I can get y'all down any further. Hold on. Maybe if I scoot it back just a tad, because y'all are right up in my face. I don't know that y'all want to be that close to my sewing machine. So I'll scoot y'all back here. Sorry guys, I know this is janky. Y'all are getting a bird's eye view of the sewing machine. The good old Singer. And yes, my bad eyesight requires multiple lights, so that's what getting older does, people. Let me put the yardstick back. This is the box of the yardstick, see? So if y'all ever need a yardstick, I got you. This right here is my sewing corner. And I guess that light's a bit too bright, isn't it? Is that light too bright, guys? I can cut it off. Is that better for y'all to see? Is that better? Hey, not crazy. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry. I haven't talked to any of y'all, have I? I'm such a bad host.